Alright everybody, welcome back. Time to hop into some games and assemble some Voltrons. Alright, found our first opponent. Very bad hand. Clear redraw at 5 power and an initiate. That's a pretty solid hand. One that doesn't cast initiate, but that happens occasionally. Initiate definitely is on the bit more ambitious side in this deck, but I still think it's probably worth it. Just in theory and from my impression so far. But I guess I couldn't fault anyone for disagreeing here and not liking them, since the deck cannot reliably play it on turn 1 all the time, as you can see. But the deck has a lot of power anyway, so we should be fine. No block here. Don't feel like getting rapid shotted. Weird that he only attacked with 1 token though. This draw is turning pretty bad, but what can we do? I think we're gonna offer him the trade and hope he takes it. Nope, he doesn't. But yeah, this draw against that deck is most likely means we're gonna lose. Stuck on 2. Color screwed and under pressure. It's not what we need to beat Jido, and him having a pretty good draw. Like, I don't get why he didn't attack with both drones, especially if he already had the Sangua. But yeah, this game is over. That was a pretty unexciting and quick one, and will cost me my top 15. But what can you do? Sometimes the deck just doesn't cooperate. Next opponent. Another redraw because we miss green. I think the hand is just a bit too weak without green. I would keep it without red, but not without green, since green is so essential. This is much better. Depending on what we draw, we're either gonna play student or familiar. That makes me wanna play familiar so we can play 2 2s the turn after. And I think I'm gonna attack because I see no way he's gonna block, and we don't wanna block either. And I'm not gonna block here either because this is our best weapon target, especially against Stone Scar. That is either Burn or Jido again. It's Jido. Weird that he didn't attack with his Jido. Don't get what the point was there. Alright. I think this guy can stay at home because now he's like a legitimate blocking option. And I think we want to shut down the Jido to avoid any unnecessary surprises and just find one of our 10 weapons and then roll from there. Like, if we draw a blade now, that would be perfect. That would completely swing the game. Well, that's not bad either. Time to get in for some damage. That looks ambitious. If we had Torch or Finest Hour there, or even Stand Together. I mean, he has to at least play against Finest Hour and definitely stand together, because what I'm looking right now, I should have either, and if he knows what we are playing, he would lose to Torch, but not to Final Thought and stand together. Like, this block was terrible in so many ways. But that's okay, we got 4 dudes off the board for Rally or Queen, which is exactly what we want. And some more pressure, because a good way to not eventually lose to Jido is to just kill them before they kill you. And currently he's not in a great attacking position, so we should use that and pressure him. And every time he like multi-blocks one of our dudes, that's perfect for us, because if we block we only get rid of one of his guys. If we attack and he trades, we usually get rid of 2 or even 3 of his guys, which is exactly what you want. Kill as many of their guys as possible. Yeah, attacking doesn't look that great all of a sudden. Yeah, this race is shaping up pretty well. I wouldn't have even like traded with the token, I would have just been like, whatever. Just thin the deck. I just played it here to thin the deck, but did not play the sigil yet, because if I draw a student, I rather empower the student, so there is that. I think there's no way that we are blocking here. Taking 10, 19, which is fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Plus we have a bunch of draws to just kill him on the backswing. Like, we already deal 8. We just need to draw a blade. And then he dies. So now I'm gonna play power, because of potential 8 for staff and stuff like that. So, yep, attack here and hope we don't die. Definitely flooded out quite a bunch here with our 28 power, but that happens sometimes, I guess. Alright, that's not too threatening. Alright, so we block here and here. And now we could really use some solid top decks like a blade. That's not gonna do it. So we block. Yeah, we just lose because he stopped on 4 and kept flooding the board while we ended up flooding out and not drawing any more weapons or even bigger units. So yeah, we're at that. Let's check again. 10. Yep. Nothing we can do. To be fair, this matchup is not too great, especially if we draw the way we do. Pretty unfortunate, because the game looked so great for us for so long and he just kept drawing gas off the top while we kept drawing power, and then we eventually were behind and dead. But yeah. Given that we have a Seek, the best sequencing for our power will most likely be Rakano banner into Seek plus Seat. A lot of 3-drops. Second green. At least we have Zeraf to play some defense, and it almost looks like we might be up against another Another Judo. Nope, it's Rakano this time. But yeah, our draw is not so great against Rakano. And I actually think this deck is better from my impression, against a bunch of decks than Rakano. But it feels kind of worse against Rakano compared to like Rakano and Rakano Mirror. I'll rather be on the Rakano side from my current impression, like because Rakano is just more cheaper, has like a better curve and is a bit more efficient than our deck, so they are usually in the driver's seat and can pressure us better. Especially if we have clunky draws right now. And they also have their 1-drop, and if they have a 1-drop and we don't, then it's pretty good. That's part of also why I wanted to add the initiates, to give us some stronger curving potential, having a 1-drop. Like you can easily go initiate into 3-drop and then trade initiate for the Oni Ronin, for example, stuff like that. Alright, so I guess, even though I kind of want to play this, since we have nothing else, then I'll rather play that. Don't think we can really afford to just play initiate there. If we don't draw power again next turn and he makes something big, we might be able to like initiate Vanquish, but yeah, he has too much Aegis right now anyway for Vanquish to do enough, so there is that. And I guess another Seraph is a pretty good plan to keep stalling the ground. Well, yeah, our draws are pretty awkward right now. Like, I have been doing fairly well with this deck currently, like 60% or something. But currently, my draws are mocking me a bit. This is like a pretty decent explosion now, so at least we start getting somewhere. Our weapon would be so good. But I guess that's kind of the same he feels. And he probably is gonna hammer us now. Yep. That was to be expected. And pretty unfortunate. More Seraph is not really gonna do us any good right now. But I think we can and have to race back with our Seraphs to get anywhere. Interesting. No blocks. I kind of expected like a gang block here. Or like here. Okay, yeah, we are so done. So basically, if we don't draw like a second Vanquish or a Torch or a Marshal, we are done. That is all not what we needed, unfortunately. I mean, where is our silences? We have plenty of them. But yeah, not getting anywhere. I guess that makes more sense. Better blocker, keep the ground locked up, jump here, and just hope we find a way to make this Vanquish count. I mean, we have more ways, kind of, or the same amount of ways as Rakano usually does, so we should manage to, but currently we're just not finding a way to enable that, so that is a problem, and that once again is not helping. I mean, we can at least like jump block once more, but we are really getting into trouble. And if he ever like draws a blade, we're screwed. Yeah, now he's like diversifying his threats in the air, which doesn't make it any better for us. Come on, we have so many outs, please. That's not it. Guess one more turn, but even then we are gonna be probably so behind against the familiar and don't have any lifesteal units anymore that we probably just gonna lose anyway. Jeez. We're getting wrecked. And this guy is pretty deep on the cavalry plan. He definitely took more than one page out of my book. But yeah, we're basically dead. There's like, I mean, we can draw like a Valkyrie and like silence kill this and jump this, but then we are still dead. Yep. That was brutal. And a lot of cavalries. He definitely called for the cavalry. And they listened. The 5-5 one was so brutal already. Stopping our race on the ground and turning his familiar into an incredible monster. Alright, third time's the charm. Redraw. No units. Decent hand. Awkward, depleted power. Just like I mentioned in the deck tech that this can happen. Let's hope it doesn't affect us too much in this game. We also still have like some top decks that help make this a lot better, like this one. Yep. And all of a sudden this hand is great. Went from a bit awkward to awesome. In one draw step. Perfect. And keeps on giving. So, yep. Paladin seems like a decent choice here. And we even have the full influence for Blade already with the Seek power providing the second green. And we are up against Icaria Blue, which should be a great matchup actually. That's fine. Feel free to dawdle around. Meanwhile, we're gonna diversify our board to not fall to Lightning Storm and then make sure that we're gonna protect ourselves against Harsh Roll next turn with some additional Aegis. That's good. Alright, so I think what I wanna play here is this guy and then just keep pressuring with Warcry, and next turn we just slap that staff on the Paladin with Aegis. If he takes away the Aegis, we might do something different. We'll see. But if the guy still has the Aegis, we're probably gonna... I guess now we still have to do it. Yeah. Also plays around Lightning Strike, which is a nice plus. And gives us more Warcry triggers. 5-5 Enforcer Definitely nothing to sneeze at. There goes the Vanquish. And we just hope he has no harsh roll. Otherwise this would turn into a potentially embarrassing 0-3 start for the deck. Doesn't look like harsh roll yet. There's harsh roll. So how about a blade or a hammer from top? Torch? No, no torch. Ah, that's also pretty good actually. Gonna play the sigil so that if we draw any power off the top, we get our staff back. So we are still in this. Copper Hall Elite was actually a pretty great draw. Okay, that gets a bit tricky. Now we really need a weapon. So either a power or any weapon. Nope. That is not it. Like, any power would have been better than familiar, but what can you do? That is interesting, I guess. Wait, what? Champion of Glory? Interesting. Did not see that one coming. Went in for 5. Oh no. That was so bad. Well, we are dead anyway. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Completely. I forgot about Icaria, but game is over anyways. Icaria just pressured us too much. Well, that was quite anticlimactic for the first 3 games. Well, I hope you still stay tuned for the second half with another 3 games to see if the deck can redeem itself. See you in a moment with the second part of the games.